All right, so let's get ready and chat. So, today I wanted to get myself ready, not really, but just do my hair and makeup a little. And I wanted to talk about um, this sister I just found of mine's. Um, so, about 2 months ago, I there was a new study coming up at Saddleback, and I do the Saddleback online, and it was right before this pandemic started, and I joined a small group online. And the first meeting, I remember I didn't want to show my face, and I didn't show my face, and me and someone else didn't show our face. But then we both got the courage to show our faces, and we started showing our faces. And at the end of the first meeting, it's just we connected. It was just a really good vibe. And um, I met, and through that, I met the host. Her name is Shelby. So I was in sharing. One of the things I was telling Shelby is that one of my dreams is to go to California, and it so happened that Shelby lives in California. Shelby and another sister lives in California. And then the other one lives in France, which is so cool. And she's Ecuadorian. Amazing. But anyways, so um so we it's a 6 week commitment. So as time went by, I think it was like by the third study, Shelby and I just connected, like, because we're, stay-at-home moms, and she homeschools her son, and that's something that I want to start doing, and things like that. So we had a lot of things in common. So she was led and invited me to California. So, like I said, it was right before this pandemic. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go. So I booked my ticket. By the way, don't fly. What was it? Frontier. Ugh, horrible. But anyways, um, I booked my flight, and I decided to go. It was like right before like the shutdown and everything. I decided to go because like I didn't really I don't watch the news like that. I watch it like, I am informed. Like when I want to get information, I know where to go. But from what I was hearing, even from doctors, they were like, oh, people died more of the flu last year. They just minimized, like they just didn't make it seem like it was a big deal. So, I don't have family that are really susceptible to it. Not that I really have to go into explaining why I went, but anyways, I went, and first, okay, my flight midway, because I have a layover in Orlando, it gets canceled. So I'm stuck in the airport in Orlando, and I'm not going to my in-laws because they're susceptible, you know. Um, and then so Shelby was kind enough and got me a really nice hotel, like at the Hyatt in the airport. So I stayed the night, and then at 4 o'clock in the morning, I headed out to California. So I changed because Frontier canceled. I changed and I booked another flight with somebody else, a different airline, and for $23. But then they charged me like 65 for carry-on. Yeah. Anyway, it was that type of trip. So then I go What is this one? So then I changed. So originally I was supposed to fly into Ontario, which is about half an hour away from where Shelby lives. But since I changed flights and airlines, I was not flying in to LAX, which is like about 2 hours from Shelby. But she had told me that she's gonna have her son's phone, and I sent her a picture of my flight information, and she was okay with me going to LAX, and I thought everything was gonna be okay. So I got to LAX. Oh, I forgot to mention, Shelby didn't have a phone because she lost her phone. And I saw where she lived. Now I see why it took her so long to get to her phone. And she needed a SIM card. But anyways. So now I'm at LAX early. I'm thinking, yes, now we can spend the day together. I'm there texting. Then I call her son's phone, and he's telling me that he's not with her, and I'm like, what? Like, she doesn't have a phone? Like, how she gonna know where I'm at? Like, I was like, okay, it's okay. So then an hour goes by, nothing. 2 hours go by, nothing. No communication with Shelby. So that's been like 2 hours now. So I was like, okay. I called my cousin who lives in California. And I was like, worst case scenario, I'm going to see if I could get a ride. And I'll just fly my butt behind back to New York tomorrow. Like, it's not, like, and the thing is, like, I was cool, calm, and collective. I wasn't bothered or nothing like that. I was just like, okay, here's the situation. And this is how I'm going to deal with it. So I called my cousin. I get a little scolded. Like, why would you fly during this time? Blah, 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 blah. But anyways, I know my reasons. But anyways, so then I texted her son and asked for his stepdad's number. And he sent it to me, and because I remember he was home. So I'm like, listen, I don't know what's going on here, but let me see if I'm getting picked up or not. If I would like what I have to do. So I get in touch with him, and he was like, oh, Shelby's still home. And I'm like, oh, what? Like, I know it's 2 hours away, but anyways. So we finally communicated, and I took an Uber to Ontario, where we were supposed to originally meet. A Lyft. And the Lyft lady was so nice. And I felt like that was even like God. Like, she was so sweet. We got to talk and bond and see what she was doing in the community. She's a nonprofit, and she does like a Boys and Girls Club, but it's for girls. But she wants to make it for boys later on, but she takes them to games. It was just beautiful. So it was just, that alone was just priceless. So I meet with Shelby, and I know she's feeling horrible. Like, she's like, but the thing is, I'm chilling because I'm like, listen, I ain't got my kids. I'm by myself. Like, it's not like, I know that I'm, I have family. I have my, I'm okay. Like, I'll be fine. Like, so, but she felt so bad, and I could just tell, and I didn't want her feeling like that because I was fine. But I think because of where she's at in her life, as far as, her schedule and, her son's schedule, it's it's hard. And I, as a mom, sympathize with that and empathize because I think we've all been there. So she picks me up. We go to In and Out. Delicious, by the way. And what can I say about Shelby? I feel like she is like the white version of me. Like, we have so much in common that is crazy. Like, I could talk to her every day. We met, it's going on 2 months now. And I've been able to share stuff with her that I haven't shared with anybody, not even like family members. So why do I feel like that's why my trip was so important? Because I know it was God led. You know, I've been praying for authentic relationships and friendships and women that I could really connect with and bond and have a lifetime relationship, and even in the next, a forever friendship, you know. And I honestly feel like I found that in Shelby, and vice versa. I honestly feel like we both met for a reason. I know God has planned. This was all God ordained. Like, there was no way else I would ever met Shelby. She lives in California, in the mountains, and there's like barely any black people there. so, so, so there would have been no way I would ever met her. But in my experience, it, you know, like when usually even like in hotel rooms, like I can't like really sleep and stuff because you're not home. But being at Shelby's, because it was just knowing that God is was with me, and it was His plan. I slept like a baby, and I didn't need no help falling asleep. Like, and I was shocked how comfortable I felt at her house. I mean, it was gorgeous too, beautiful, but how comfortable I felt. And I'm not that type of person. Like, I don't be going into people's fridges, or my mama taught me better than that. But it's just knowing, because we've talked so much before, and knowing where she was at, knowing where I'm at, and meeting her in a most vulnerable state in her life, and just seeing her was, it's a blessing, because you don't get to see that a lot. People put on, Facebook, or just the good stuff. So I got to see the raw, the not sleeping, the obviously the little chaos, because I mean, you did leave your friend in the airport for 2 hours. but because of everything in her life, I see, and I don't know, like, I won't share like her story, but we both have an experience with like mental illness, and it's just that we get to bond in such a different way that I truly don't feel alone. Like, she gets me, I get her. Um, we when we talk, we get so excited that we cut each other off all the time. Cause like, oh, you too, girl, like me too, and things like that. Like, it's just been such an amazing experience to feel, and yeah, and I hope that I know, cause um this is ordained, and God is gonna use this friendship and this relationship to bring to share the news too, and to help others that are dealing with mental illness. um I wanna be able to show, like, have people see themselves in me and have people see themselves in her. So I think that that's why this relationship is really valuable and such a blessing, because we continue to learn so much from each other, and it's just making us better as people, you know. I didn't think that, and and one of the another things was that, and this is how God is, because he says, you know, love one another, and that's one another doesn't mean that they have to agree with everything you agree with. So, you know, I do have I I hate talking politics, but I I honestly thought that because of what it says in the Bible, um because what, you know, it says in the Bible that, like, God doesn't really care, and well, he cares about it, but it's like cares less about what goes in your mouth, because it comes out, but he really cares about what comes out, because what comes out, that's your heart, you know. So a lot of the stuff that has came out of our president's mouth hasn't been very nice. So it made me question his heart. So I always thought that, like, because I mean it's public, he said it, and if you, I felt like if you still agree with him, then you must there gotta be a underlining of maybe racism or oppression that you still want and things like that. I was wrong, because I could truly say, like, Shelby's a Trump supporter, and I don't see not one bone of racism in her at all. So that was an eye opener for me, and it made me realize, like, you know what, if we could all just get to know each other, like our hearts, and be real. I know I said put on makeup. Be real. But like the real you, like inside, like let that shine. Like, I've lost friends, and maybe I'm too much, and or not friends, because obviously they weren't friends if I lost them. But I lost people that I did care about, because you know, I could be misunderstood, or because of my illness. So having, and this is the difference, like God placed her in my life. So that's why I know, like, it's not me doing, it's not me trying, it's just God blessing me. So with that being said, I believe that Shelby and I will be doing some type of podcast or vlog whatever. We're not, and this is we're both not really. She doesn't have social media. She doesn't have social media. She doesn't use social media. I use it just to like spread God's word and my business and my family and stuff like that. But it's like I don't really interact, which I know I should. But so that's how I know like this is not. We're just being obedient. So yeah, what else should I talk about? I should have done this live, so maybe like people would have asked me questions and stuff. But I don't know. This looks pretty good. I just gotta cover this dark circle, honey, because it's hereditary. And I know how to like really apply makeup, but I don't feel like it. It's really time consuming. Like really time consuming. But I think I'm gonna do this live. I'm building up the courage. So this is the end results of my little tutorial. Well, it wasn't really a tutorial. I just wanted to share and do something while I shared this new friendship and this relationship. And I'm just excited about it because I know God has put Shelby in my life to help me grow and achieve these dreams and that He has placed in my heart and in her heart. So I'm just excited to see what God has in store for us and where this relationship is gonna take us. Like, I'm so excited. So thank you for letting me share.